Hey, welcome to another how-to video. Yes, we're in the basement. It's still cold outside. We're talking tools. Now, we got that RV, the quantity. What we did was we went ahead and we bought a bunch of tools. But how do you store tools in an RV? You don't want to have a big steel toolbox that takes up a lot of space. So what we're going to do is we're going to make tool rolls. We're going to show you how to make tool rolls for your various tools. So we're going to lay out some fabric, lay out some tools. Watch. Okay, I'm a boat canvas guy, so I got lots of leftover fabric. You can use any fabric you want. So here's our piece of fabric. See if we lay our tools out on it. What we're electing to do is put the 4 adjustable wrenches. Got to try to get them in size order here. There's our size order. So what we're going to do is we want to have them straight across one spot. So what we're going to do is say we want them straight across the top here. If you can see that. We have to remember that we got to flip a piece over. So to hem this. So we want to have a good inch extra, so we're going to leave them hang a little bit below where we want them to get that inch that we want there, okay? So we've got the inch on the top. And there you go. You can see how we line those out. You want to make sure you got them far enough apart. These are pretty thick, so you got to spread them out a little bit. All right. Once you get them spread out like this, come with your straight edge right below it and put yourself a mark. Doesn't have to go all the way, all right? Whoop, you can't really, well, you can see it. All right. Then you want to come down, because you're going to hem this, you want to come down about an inch, make a mark, come down another inch, make a mark. All right. We got a little on each end, fold over, that's good. You'll be able to sew it. And then we're going to mark this here. It's one place we're going to cut. Going to have to do another cut right here just to square this up. We're going to use the cut we got over there already. We're going to use our Sailrite hot knife to cut these out. We'll be back in a minute with that. All right, before you move your tools, you want to know where you're going to sew. So come and make yourself a little mark on each of the spots where you want to sew. That way we'll know where to sew stuff, all right? There you go, all laid out so we can get it sewed. So the next thing we're going to do is cut this out. Now, the hot knife, you can't let it go to the table, so we slide this piece of steel under here. That way we can use our hot knife. I got my hot knife at Sailrite. I'm not connected with them at all, so at this point you can pull all these off of here. Doesn't really need them right now. What we're going to do is cut this off. After we cut this off, we'll hem it all. All right, for now we'll set that piece aside. I got like 3 or 4 of these bags to make. All right, there you go. So there's our part. We have to hem all the edges all the way around under. So let's get the sewing machine set up and we'll show you that. All right, you want to work opposite of where you made your marks. So you put them face down. So I got this basting tape. The nice thing about the basting tape, you can stick it on here, rub it down good, peel the stickum. Then you can take and flip this over for the hem. Push it down good. And your hem is now glued. So, see, that's that way so we can sew it. So we're going to go ahead and hem this all the way around. So let's keep going with the basting tape. Side pieces first here. And this is why we left extra, because you lose a little when you hem. As you can kind of figure out how to fold your corners in nice when you get there. All right, at this point, you're going to do some sewing. What I usually do is just tuck it in nice like this. Put it right here. Do a couple threads by hand. Back it up a little. At this point, you see we got to tuck this in, and we got to come along. Lift your press your foot, turn the other way. Let it back down. All right, so the sewing again, going to make sure we do a little bit of reversing here. Lock that stitch in where we had to stop. There we go. All right, your first piece is done. Let's go lay out the other one. All right, the next thing you have to do is get your fabric back up. Pick a spot where you're going to put the other piece. All right. Now we got to remember we got to have that inch. All right. So what you really want to do, lay this on here. All right. I'll lay it on here this way. You want to make sure you leave a good inch down here so you can do your fold, all right? So we're going to lay this out. What we're going to do over here is we're going to leave ourselves about 5 inches, all right? And you'll see why we leave 5 inches, because we're going to start rolling on this side to this way when the tools are in it. Now you got to figure out for your tools, so you can see how your tool's going to sit in there, all right? Tool's going to sit like this in this pouch. So we want to have this fold over. So what we do is we measure, basically over here I got 4 inches. So I'm going to have 4 inches plus 8, all right? So I want to fold that over, so I need another 8. So I got to go all the way to 16 on here, all right? So you follow what I did. 4 inches on that end. I put 5 inches over here, so I got a little extra, all right? Then what I did was I said my tool comes up to almost 8, all right? I want to have this fold over to here. So I need to come another 8 from here to get it to fold to there. So that's 16. So we make one mark at 16. We know this is straight, so we can mark that with our straight edge after we do the measurements. Now, the other thing we got to do is mark this. So we're going to mark this. We're going to mark it an inch away, so we got our space to hammer thereabouts. We'll take our straight edge, come up here, just like this, just kind of shoot this by eye. Perfect. Now when we hem this here and here, we'll be doing a double hem. We'll show you how to do that so you don't get a rough edge anywhere. And we also know now we can take this away and the tool away. We won't need this for a while. We take that away. So now we can measure with this. And that is 22.5. So we can come down here at this end We know this end is here. We want to leave an inch over here, so we mark our extra inch. That's right there. So this has got to come to 22 and a half. I don't have quite a big enough table here, but got to come to 22 and a half. So we mark it at about 22 and a half. Going this other way here, we've got, looks like we got 32 that direction. So we're going to come down here, we're going to get another 32 over here. So now we can take our straight edge and mark these other lines. I like to make straight cuts so I don't get weird fabric left over. That's one cut. The other cut is up this way. There's my mark. There's my mark. All right, so I'm gonna get our hot knife and cut this out. Remember on this one, the angle can be single hemmed. Everything else, double hems on everything else. Double hems are easier when we iron them. We're gonna go iron this one. So let's go upstairs and fire up the iron. All right, so we cut this way, so we've got to hem it the opposite way. You want to turn this over so your marks are down to do your hemming, so it's all in the same way. That way it'll be towards the center of it. If you do it the wrong way, you're going to have a problem with hems. So here's what we're going to do. Do a little wet. Lay this over like this. I'll lay it over a little bit. Use a little water, really helps it. All right, so after we've ironed everything, we come down here. We're going to start this in the corner here, work our way around. All right, so we got two pieces now, and you got a piece here, all right? What you got? We got to put these together now. You can see how they're hemmed, all right? So this goes on here just like this, all right? And you can see how that goes. Now the easiest way to do this is just put it in the corner. I'm going to put a metal clip on here to hold it in place. Come over here. Put another one, put a metal clip here, put another one in the middle here just so we can kind of get it. What we're going to do is we're going to sew here, here, and up here, all right? And that's how it goes. And then we're going to sew these, we'll mark these lines and sew for the tools. And then we should have it pretty much done other than putting our other piece on here for tying it closed. All right, next thing we have to do is right here we got to mark these lines for the tools. So the easiest way is get this in our straight edge up here and just kind of look at it, and I usually shoot them kind of by eye where I'm going to stitch. All right, you got that one, you can see. Go up and get it. because what we do is when we sew them, then we make them so they don't fall through by sewing some down here to keep them all at the same height. So let's sew these. All right, so you can see we started sewing these. The key is up and back. So what we're going to do is come down here. We go a little bit past the seam again. All right. We roll this up and we're working our way out. So now you can come here, sew this in. That makes it a little stronger. Again, pull it up. Move your hand wheel. Alright, so we're going to load our tools. You can see how far they go in. If you want to bring them up a little, I'll show you how to fix that. So, this one goes here. Okay, this one goes here. That one's actually pretty good. That one's pretty good. This one goes here. That one's pretty good. That one goes in too far. So what you do is you pull them up to where you want them. All right? Put them where you want them. It should kind of be straight across the top here. And then you can come down here and figure out where you need to sew. And you make yourself a little mark. I got a sharper pencil. So what we did was we came and we marked them. We made marks for the ones that we need to hold up. So now we're going to slide them out. A little more sewing. All right, same routine here. We're just going to come up here and sew it where we want it. Back and forth. All right. So that's got that part done. Last thing to do is our tie strap. So we'll show you that next. So the next thing you have to do is you have to put a tie strap on here. Now you know you're going to fold it here, and you know the middle of you're going to fold it here when the tools are in there. So you want the middle of where the tools are, which is about here. All right, and you can make a little mark there where you want it. You're good. You can set that aside. Going to use a shoelace. All right. Open up the shoelace. You can use fabric double over if you want. That's not a problem. A loose thread here. But I'm going to use the shoelace. And you can see I folded the shoelace in half. So now I'm just going to take that in my hand, this in my hand, come here, lay it on here, come to here. Drop this down. Put a couple stitches in it. You move over a little, you give it some width. It's holding, but it ain't holding a lot because you got to remember it's going to wrap and tie to itself. Now we can cut some threads. Oh, there we go. All right, let's load it with tools. Right, so here we are. We'll start loading the tools. The pocket knife in the corner. See, that won't go down too far because we stitched it. See how we stitched that? So it won't go in too far. Backwards, just not. All right. All right, so now they're down, they're in there. So now what you could do is fold this part over. This folds over like this. See how that folds? You just start rolling from this end. Now you can see where we got that little extra on the end to fold it closed. The good news is we got our shoelace. Probably goes around twice. You pull it tight, bring it around twice, and just like tying a shoe. There you go. Nice, compact, flexible. All right, don't forget, this is how you make your tool bags. Scrap material basically cost me a shoelace and a little thread. All the edges are hemmed nice, looks nice finished look. Used marine canvas I had left over from my little green boat project. Don't forget, like and subscribe, post notifications on. Think how easy this will be to store.